Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Hope you're doing well. Now, got a very special guest today. She came on the channel about a year ago and had a short game lesson and managed to get her back here at Woburn. And we've got Rachel Drummond. How are you doing, Rachel?
Hello, Dan.
Lovely to see you
Do you
again.
know what? It's actually been a year.
We haven't.
We're golfers. We shake hands.
Yeah, I like it.
I'm so excited to be here.
Yeah.
Because, am I allowed to swear?
I didn't do that a few times last time.
My long game needs some love and attention.
Long game, okay.
I know.
All right.
You're thinking that's not this channel, Rachel.
Yeah, that's right. No, but we did a video. It was about similar conditions. It was probably last January as well. So we like the cold, wet, damp condition. December was it? Okay, yeah. And yeah, we're here in January. It's similar conditions, but I think we'll check your short game, shall we?
Yes, yeah.
But you're saying you're struggling with your swing a little bit. You
Yeah.
played much. You've been really busy on TV.
Just
I've
been
noticed.
busy, travelling lots, jet lag. You know what it's like trying to, but my long game, it needs a bit of love.
Okay.
I need to play a bit more this year.
Okay. Right.
I've got to do some demos, so if I can't make contact anymore, it's no good.
It's important as a coach to be able to demo.
Can I just say that when I saw Dan last year, he said to me, I was like, Dan, how's your long game coaching? And very modest, he was like, Rachel, it's actually probably, as good if not better than my short game. So here we are.
Okay, all right, there's a bit of pressure. I don't tend to, just so you know, I've coached long game for obviously 25 years or whatever, but the last 10 really pretty much just short game. But I still enjoy coaching long game. But anyway, what have you been getting?
Thin.
In terms of thin shots, yeah?
Thin, strike location is awful.
Yeah.
Toey.
Okay.
Sounds good,
Full
doesn't
collection.
it? Sounds perfect.
And you're aiming at this left-hand red post, it looks like.
I put my sticks down. I hope they're aiming the
club
right
have you
way.
got?
I've got an 8 iron.
Anything you're thinking about, or are you just hitting?
Just hitting.
Okay,
Similar to our first ever short game lesson, to be
right.
honest. Just hitting and hoping, so. Right.
Sounds a little bit sort of empty in the strike. Yeah?
It's a good
Not much
definition.
pressure on the ball, is there? Come on, one more.
It's a good definition.
And it's just going, you getting that one to the right?
Yeah, this weak right one seems to be the common theme at the moment. But yeah, as you say, when you just feel like the strike's bloody awful.
Okay, one more. Straighten that one.
Oh dear, you got your work cut out.
That was a better one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
One more. One more. What was your sort of, when you were on the tour playing, what was did you have a go-to swing thought or anything you were trying to do then?
Yeah, I kind of knew what my body was doing more, like that was controlling the club face. Whereas now I feel like my body's not really doing anything and the club face is kind of just flapping all over the place. But yeah, very much body led, this lengthening, club shallowing, like a draw sort of biased.
That's a big snap left. All right, so you've shown me a push.
Can we check?
One good one, one hook, and a couple of thins there, whatever it
You're
was.
going to enjoy the shot trace on this one.
That'll be a test video, so won't it? Right, okay. Listen, we're going to go and play a few in a minute, but we'll just give you a couple of simple swing thoughts that you can go with. Because, listen, you're a great player. You can play well. You're just a little bit out of sync with it, really.
Just
at the
a
moment.
little bit.
Yeah, no, it won't take long. I like the fact, by the way, you've got these rods down. I think that's really important. You're practicing with good basics, and your basics actually look quite good. Your alignment is good, posture looks good, ball position, so some good things there. So you've got some good basics, and your backswing is quite nice. You've got the club in a nice position at the top, slightly laid off. I think you could definitely coil better. You could definitely feel like you're pushing into the ground, feel like you're pushing down into that right foot a little bit more, and actually create a bit of a stronger coil. Yeah. It looks a bit kind of post-Christmas at the moment. It looks a bit kind of being a bit weak. You're not really using the ground and coiling up. Yeah. But the biggest thing, that will help you, but the biggest thing you've got to get better at is how you cover the ball, because I've noticed when you're hitting it, this right shoulder kind of dips down this way, and you've got quite a lot of bend with this right side, and that's why you're just too shallow.
Yeah.
Like if we had I don't need a Trackman. I've seen millions of balls been hit on Trackman, but your numbers would be around about 5 or 6 to the right, and your in terms of swing path, and your angle attack's only going to be about 2 or 3
And my
down.
low point's about 3B.
Exactly. Yeah. No, it's well, probably just after, but it's certainly not 4 or 5 after in terms of inches after the ball. Really, what you need to get. So what we've got to get you the feeling of is you're working more down and left, and you feel like your right shoulder is more covering on top of the ball, so your impact looks a little bit more like this instead of like this. Because from here, you're going to get the right shot, you're going to get a left shot, you're going to get heavy shots and thin shots.
I'm getting top spin lob.
Yeah. Exactly, and that's why there's real no
That's
strike.
what I did with my short game though, wasn't it? Do you remember?
Yeah, that's right.
And you got me more left stacked out here and over.
I remember last time you were kind of whipping it in here, weren't you? So it's more in front and more onto it. So there's definitely some learning from the short game. So set up to the ball and don't hit it, just set up to it.
Okie dokie. Right.
Okay, right. So just get that right foot in particular and just feel like you're going to push that, engage it into the ground. We've got to use the spikes of the golf shoe, right? And feel like as you're pushing that right foot down, you're really just coiling up a little more into that right hip. So you're just getting a little bit more that way.
Okay.
It feels a little bit more athletic in that stretch. Can you feel that?
Yes, yeah.
Right, so get there and stop at the top. Now at the moment, your next move tends to want to do this.
Yeah.
Can you feel that?
Slide and
yeah, so you're underneath it here. And then from there, you see, it really is all hands. It's just a bit of a flip from there. So you want to feel that, I would say the easiest way to feel this is the right shoulder stays higher. So it's got to feel more that way impact. So in terms of muscles and what you're feeling there, in your words, what do you feel when I move you this way? As opposed to, go to the top again, as opposed to that way.
It's the opposite. So my left hip's clearing, right shoulder's covering, whereas normally it's not clearing, not covering.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's
and you should have
complete
more on there. I would do this as an exercise as well. This would be going just to help you get the feel. Put a big gap between your hands there, like that. That's it. Go to the top. This is good for building coil as well. And then come down. Just feel like you've got to return that face to square. Okay, without using your hands.
Feel how much.
That right shoulder's just so much more on top now, and that left side's cleared.
Do you think this is a result of me trying to feel like the club's shallowing?
Yeah,
I've
I think
almost
so.
Just overcooked
And that might have been your swing thought, and that might have been the right thought, back in the day. But if we try and shallow too much, you're going to get in here. Okay, so I would really feel you got to feel like it's much more this way. I would begin just by hitting 2 or 3 shots now, where you're going to just go to like a 3/4 finish this way and try and get the hands exiting more over here.
And with the, I spent so long trying to stay centred, and I think as a result of that, I've just got really static.
Yeah.
So with the loading of this and using the ground, it doesn't matter if I'm moving.
No. I mean, there's different ways you can. We could make a whole video on this, but we'll keep it nice and simple.
Come on, Rachel.
You want to feel like, I just to keep it really simple, just feel like you're moving into that right heel.
Yeah.
You want to feel like your weight is moving this way, it's arcing this way into that right heel.
Got you.
I suspect at the moment it's more sort of in this part of the foot. You're not really working it around this way. Can you feel that?
Yeah.
Twisting into it.
Over.
Biggest thing here though, give me a 3/4 finish. Feel like you're going to hit it lower.
And left.
Okay, and a little bit more like a pull feel for you. Yeah, that's more like it. Right, feel a little bit left. But see that's curled a little bit left.
Yes, yeah.
That would be a sign that you're still a little bit under and still a little bit this way through it. What you really want to be doing initially is like hit it just bullet straight, or even like pull it 5 to 10 yards straight left.
So no
like
curve.
No curve. So you've got to feel like it's more this way.
Got you. So stable club face, stable path.
Yeah.
Okay.
Your alignment looks pretty good, so I'm going to just take this away. Okay, now I'm going to put this bang in line to that red pole down there. It mustn't start this side.
Got you.
So I'm just going to give you a task to do rather than too much technical stuff, and your body's going to work it out.
You know how my brain works. Standard.
Keep it simple, right?
So
we're going to go. Is that in line? Is that good?
That looks good to me. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you hit it great, yeah. But listen, we want to ideally start it left, but it's not a left with a flip of the hand. It's a left with a covering of the body. Yes. How's that feel?
Yeah, so much different.
You hear it now.
You can hear it in the strike.
You're getting the strike. You're actually getting some compression on the ball because you're here and not here.
No left pins for me today. I'm going to go every right pin and...
on top of it. Cover it. Yeah, close.
I can feel... That's completely different at impact. And if we did have the numbers, the path would just be shifting closer to 0.
Yeah, so if we had the trackman here, you'd have gone from 4 or 5 to the right. Now you'd probably be 0, maybe 1 to the right, but your low point has moved forward a ton more.
Still curved. I felt my hands go at that
good.
one.
Okay. Let's do that again.
And similar feel with the driver.
Yeah, for sure. It will naturally shallow more with the driver because of the club length and the setup, but it's going to be the same feel. Okay, there, yeah?
Mm-hmm. Oh, that was better.
Yeah, that's nice. There you go. That was almost a proper pull fade, that one.
There we go.
Which is different to the kind of push slice or the push hook, which you had been getting.
There we go. Well, we had a bit of everything, didn't we? Fireworks. Right. It's nice to make contact.
Now we're talking. There's a strike now.
Yeah.
And then from there, you're a good player. I think you don't need to get too technical with this. If you just hit balls with the task of just to make sure it starts left or over that rod, your body will work it out. And of course, if I'm trying to do that and I go in here, that's very difficult to do it, isn't it? But if I'm here, look, I can do that. I can work around the corner that way.
Got you. It's interesting how they are completely two different disciplines, but the similarities between my short game and...
Yeah, I mean the release of club's different, but the body action, in terms of that rotation onto it, is something you could say was similar. Picking up some speed again now as well.
Yeah.
Do you want a couple of drivers?
Yeah.
Tee it up, but push it down now, lower tee than that. Much lower, go on, lower.
Yeah.
Even a bit more.
Ah.
Now hit it, and don't think, just hit it from there.
Just stand.
Right, almost 3-wood height there, but just hit it from there. There we go, how good's that?
Oh, yeah.
So again, I've just given you a task to do off a really low tee, and your mind then thought, well, it's a low tee, or what do I do? Well, I can't do that off a low tee. I better do that. And then you've covered it lovely. Yeah? You see how just changing little things and just...
Do you know what's the most impressive thing, Dan, is the way you adapt to each student. I mean, you've known me for a little bit now, but you know that I overthink stuff. So you're like, right, technical gone, go, low. Don't think. I'm like, what do you mean?
Particularly for you, because you've got really good instinct. You've played for a lot of years, top player. Just allow your instinct to fix it a lot of the time.
Okay.
There we go, low tee. I mean, that's even lower now, isn't it? That's like a iron tee height.
Getting carried away.
Here we go, come on. There you go. I mean, that will never go left for you.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Oh, there we go.
That's as good as it gets right there.
Okay.
That's lovely, isn't it? It's got to stretch the backswing a bit more. Really good.
Right. I can
Good distance.
confirm he is as good a long game coach as short game.
Well, we'll see. So we'll go and play a few holes, shall we? Should we go and play a few holes?
What are we playing for, Dan?
Oh, I don't know. I need to hit a few, see if I've got a golf swing.
Yeah,
so I'm going to
come
hit a few, and then we'll go and play. We'll go and play just 6 holes, yeah?
Thank you, Dan. Legend.
Good. So we're going to go and play a few. We're on the Dukes course here at Woburn, and we're going to have a little 3-hole match. So we're going to make it semi-competitive. We'll see if your swings manage to translate to the course. And also, we'll have some shots around the greens as well. See if the shot, see if we remember from last.
We had a match at the end of our last video, didn't we? Do you remember the result in
yeah.
that?
I don't remember.
You don't? What?
No, let's get the video out and see what it was.
This is
right.
like all good players forgetting.
Right, have you played here before?
I have, yes.
Okay. So we've got a par 5 here. Obviously he's playing soft at the moment, but we've got the out of bounds down the left and we've got a bit of room down the right. So I'll let you go first.
And what have you told me to try and hit? A pull?
Yes. I knew you were playing this course, you see.
I know what you're doing to me. Hello.
Well, yeah, come on. Here we go. Good swing. Yeah, she's down the middle. I suspect it was a fraction out the toe, but it's absolutely perfect.
That's the joys of technology,
That
Dan.
is
I'll take
perfect.
that because...
Well done. How did the swing feel?
really good, yeah.
Good.
Good man.
Right. I'm going to tee it down a little bit lower as well because I just want to hit a little fairway finder.
This is a good tip for
And
everyone
this
at
is
home.
a brand new driver actually. It's my first time out. I've changed the shaft for the first time in years, so let's see this Cypher.
You said it's a bit
Cypher
shorter,
50.
didn't you?
It's a little bit shorter, so it's I think it's about maybe three-quarters of an inch shorter than normal. So it feels nice actually, but we'll first shot on the course a bit, right. I'll take that. That feels quite nice.
Like it?
Down the right side of the fairway. Yeah, that's nice.
Happy days.
Yeah, I think drivers for me have always felt a little bit long. When I look at myself, I always felt like my hands sit quite low. Whereas I think because it's a little bit shorter, I can get a little bit more up, a bit more upright, and that's going to help me with my main swing fault, which is kind of dragging it in. Because I'm a little bit taller here, I'm going to have to keep it more in front. And I think anything that's a little bit shorter is going to help you hit out the middle more, which is the key to better golf, isn't it?
You watch everyone now on this going and getting shorter drivers.
Right, we're both in position. Let's see if we can reach it in two.
I wonder who's hit it further.
Ooh. Right, good drive.
Thanks.
Down the left side. Well done. Your swing's working so far.
Sounds very underwhelming, Dan.
No, that's good. I think I have just pipped you, but we won't
yes.
mention that. Right, now, we've got 220 yards.
Ooh.
Ball's a little bit below your feet.
Yeah. It's kind of a bit low and...
It's going to sort of want to fade a little bit when it's below your feet generally, isn't it?
Yeah.
You've got 4 bunkers down there.
Yeah.
Now, if you were sort of a high handicap golfer here, like you, which, you know, sort of, let's say, I don't know, 18 plus handicap, and it's a par 5, a really sensible shot would just be hit the pitching wedge, which a lot of people wouldn't do. Most people on par 5s generally try and get as close as they possibly can with a second shot. And you can see par 5s generally are designed really well with trouble. So you've got all these sort of awkward length bunker shots if you don't hit it dead straight. So I think for a high handicap, a couple of wedges would get the job done. Do you see that a bit as well?
Yeah, 100%. That was me before I had my lesson. I'd have been getting the wedge out.
But you're too good for that. So you're going to go for this. So yeah, 220 shot to the pin. A bit quick there. From the top, it's actually fine. It's actually a good test of your short game. You can have a little bit,
That's what I planned.
Bit of an awkward shot, that wasn't it? But it's actually worked out. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Not out the middle.
The toe comes from this,
Yeah.
doesn't
So
it?
what happens? You see, if you go to the top of the swing,
Yeah.
and then you crunch this way,
Yeah.
you're basically getting further away from the ball. So obviously the toe's going to be nearer to you. Hence why you hit it out the toe. So the more you can work on this feel, you'll see you'll stay in your spine angle more, and then you'll get it out the middle more. But listen, that was an incredibly, with that far below your feet, it's not really fair to kind of, assess it too much for that.
There's me,
shot.
analysis.
Yeah, exactly. But you're fine, it's fine. You can still make birdie from there. Right, okay. So, similar lie actually, isn't it?
Yeah,
so it's
ball
below
below
my
feet.
feet. It's a bit of a sort of a muddy old, it's sort of sitting down. You see how the club there isn't really sitting under the ball, so you can see that's got sort of, it could easily top that actually from that lie. So, not be negative, it could happen. But I quite like sometimes to think about what's the worst can happen and how do I need to make sure that doesn't happen. So you switch it into, I've got to come down a bit steeper into this. I'm going to have around about, I can't actually see the pin from there, I'm going to have about 210 yards probably.
What club have you got?
I could just play it really safe, but we'll have a bit of fun. And I'm going to hit the hybrid, and the 4 hybrid. And I just don't like how that's sitting. You see how high it's sitting there?
Yeah.
This isn't going to be a pretty shot, because it's going to come out sort of hopefully quite low and punchy. So down the grip a little bit. I'm going to play the ball further back than normal and just see if I can just get that into the back of the ball and get a little squeezy kind of shot down there. Okay, yeah, so
That's exactly what you thought.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it was going to come much higher than that. It's hit the bank. It's going to be fine. It's going to be absolutely fine. That was a really awkward shot.
Do you know what I think is something important here, Dan, and what you notice when you're with the best players in the world is you've assessed the lie and then you've set up for the shot that you want to play. Whereas a lot of amateurs that I watch and I play with, they don't even look at that. They rush to pick the club and then they'll be like, oh, that was my shit technique.
No, exactly.
But actually the lie dictated.
Yeah, so, I think a lot of people would have hit 3 with that and they just hit stone cold top, because there's no way you're going to get to the bottom of the ball. And I've actually accepted it was never going to be a pretty shot. Yeah. Like, you were not going to get a nice shot from that lie. And I've hit it into that bank, but it's done okay. And my mind is now, I've got a pitch shot and I'm going to make a 4. All right? And that's it. We don't dwell on things. All right?
We do not dwell on things.
Right, as I say, not the best shot in the world, but it's fine, isn't it? What a great position. You're there, look.
Yeah, under the tree.
You might have an interesting one with a pin on the left there.
Do you know what? This, for me, I love the look of this.
What, my shot?
Yeah, because, you've got soft greens. It looks
58.
like the green slopes back to front, so you're going to be able to...
Fire
this is game on, no?
58. We are on preferred lies. So
what are you
clean
thinking?
the mud off the ball. 58. I mean, the thing, because the first 15 feet is uphill and we know the greens are soft, so like you said, in my mind, I'm thinking this ball could stick. So you've got to be very careful you don't flight in too high and too much spin. So you want something that's going to go a little bit lower. It's still going to check, but it's going to move forward a bit. Most people come up short here. 58. So I'm going to hit a 56 degree.
Yeah. Release
sand
one.
wedge. I'm going to use a release 1.5 a little bit, maybe put a bit in there. I'm going to try and draw it in a bit, just to try and work it up the slope.
Got you. Love it.
58.
Are you going to do this all setup wise and release?
Yeah, so in terms of setup, I'm going to go for an address 2, so 2 club heads between the middle of my feet here, which is about 6 is about bang on for me now with the 56. And I just like to try and feel it, so I feel like it's going to break right to left, so see if we can get one in there. Okay. Okay, so I had the draw feel, just overdid it a little bit, but it's pin high.
That's money.
It's what, 6 feet?
It's perfect.
It was quite nice. I'd say that was 7.5 out of 10 for me. Like it started a bit left.
I was going to say it was start line that
yeah,
annoyed,
so I just need to get a little bit more in and sort of draw it. But listen, I achieved the main goal there of it not spinning up and staying short. It landed, it released up.
Yeah.
I've got a little bit of a left to right putt, but I've got about a 6-footer for the birdie. And from that second shot position, we'll definitely take that. But now let's have a look at yours, because yours is a bit more interesting.
Is you're short-sided?
Yes, this is the definition of
Absolutely.
short-sided. I quite like the lie though. I like these sort of tight mossy lies. You can do quite a lot from these lies. So what do you see? And then I'll talk about what I see.
Well, I've obviously got tree.
Yes.
Gonna have to play slightly lower.
Yeah.
There's no green to work with.
Yeah.
So height and stopping it is not an option. From what you taught me last year, I'm seeing, I don't know, this is ridiculous, the flat part with a bit of release and just letting it go.
The flat part, what do you mean by that? The fringe?
Yeah, fringe here.
By that post?
Yeah, between post and bunker, and like almost topspin lobbing it and letting it release onto the green.
With what sort of club?
Maybe like a 9-iron.
Where are you landing it again? Sorry. No, just on that.
This flat bit.
What, before?
Before, yeah.
In the strip
yes,
there?
Yeah.
Yes, no, I like that thinking, just because I've played here so many times. That area of ground is quite soft and it's quite long.
Could be staying there.
It's staying there. Then you see the bit just before the post?
Yes.
Into the bank?
Yep.
That bit's a bit firmer, and that's going to tend to, if you get the ball flight right, that will skip up from there.
Wedge?
It's wedge or 9. It's wedge or 9. If you hit flight the wedge down.
What release we thinking?
Oh, it's a 1 or even a 0, but so you really want to feel like your hands are ahead here to control the ball flight.
Driving it in.
You're driving it in.
The releasey right to left or not really?
You could if you want to put a little bit in. The ideal line here is halfway between my ball and the pin.
I can see myself hitting that post.
That would be funny, wouldn't it? Right, you shouldn't be anywhere near that. That means you're missing line.
Oh, more at your golf ball.
You're going wedge. You put the ball further back for this one than normal, so go outside the back foot. You've got to control the ball flight. If this pops up, it's not going to get up that slope. Visualise it.
Oh, it's come out.
Oh, that's a great shot. What a shot. What a shot.
I need you to caddy for me.
How good is that? That was brilliant. So what you did well there is you controlled the trajectory. You got your landing spot right, and it just went up the slope nicely. You know, if you'd have landed that short, you would have been chipping again, but that's a great shot.
I'm going in.
2.5 feet, 2.5 feet, fantastic.
So that was release 0, we call that.
Yeah, that's it. So if you look at, we played that, I mean, I don't teach this is a specialist shot.
Book
so,
number 2.
Yeah, so it's specialist shot. So we played a ball back, that's it. And what you did really well there is you've delivered, people say, oh, why didn't you sit a 6-iron? But what we've done is we've turned the wedge into a 6-iron, which gives you the spin, but it gives you like a 6-iron flight. Does that make sense? If you'd have hit a 6-iron there, it would have been 30 feet past the pin.
Yeah, I'd have been on your short game area.
That's it, just do it again. So you're there, you had a little bit of set, but you've come down, you've really delivered it this way. But the key is what you've done. A lot of people, when they try and hit down on it to flight it down, is the handle will go down, down, down. And what you did well is you've hit down, but you've kind of got that handle rising up a little bit at the same time, so it kept the club out of the ground quite nicely still, but it flighted it down and ran out. Right, I think I've got to hold it now. I'm under pressure now. You're looking good for the birdie.
I'm buzzing.
Right. You're looking nice there. You've got a nice one up the hill there, haven't you?
Yeah.
I've got a little bit of movement. Probably 7 feet, not 6.
Do you aim point? Are you an aim pointer?
I like aim point, but I just tend to just do it a little bit more visual and just feel it.
Yeah.
And I think I need to spend some time doing aim point, but it's nice to have both, isn't it?
Yeah.
How about yourself?
I'm same as you. I'm pretty old school.
Yeah.
See it.
Yeah. So
Feel it with
just
the feet.
outside left. Oh, there we go. I thought it wasn't going to come, but it did. Right, that's the birdie.
Bloody
Just for the
hell.
half.
It was never in doubt after the second shot, was it? Right, do you do it for putting lessons as well?
You should be all right there.
I don't see too much, to be honest.
No, there's
Not that
too
you're
much
going to
in there.
tell me, but I think left half firm's pretty good.
Yeah. Bit of pace up the hill.
Yeah.
Yes. 2 up and downs on the first.
I'm buzzing.
Yours was amazing.
Thanks.
That was
I'm
fun.
just absolutely chuffed.
Yeah, there we go. 2 birdies. So yeah, we should do a bit more of this. We should take some people on.
I was just thinking that we could do a little series of matches.
All right. If you want to take us on, drop us in the comments as the camera falls. Right, let's go and play the next. You've got your driver there. Quite
Yeah, I don't actually know
aggressive.
what I'm doing.
I wouldn't hit the driver here. You want to
No.
hit this about 220.
Okie dokie.
Par 4, it dog legs left. If you hit it too straight, you'll run out.
It's probably
You'd have to
what.
hit quite a big hook with driver on this hole.
Hey, my old release point, it would have been money. I'm going for the same club I hit off the fairway there.
Yeah, okay.
That was like 220, wasn't it?
All right. Yeah.
Oh. It's almost just allowing myself to have a bit more time on the backswing.
Definitely, and that's what I was saying on the range earlier. You've got to create that time in the backswing with that coil to help you, with the patience from the top. But really, on top of that, right shoulder's got to keep moving past the ball. Okay.
I feel like Norrin.
Yeah, that would be a good visualization for you.
He's always doing. Right.
Beautiful golf swing. That is so good.
Bloody hell,
You know what I
Dan.
mean? More aggressive through the ball with the upper body.
You can use that.
Well, I will do. Good. That was. How did that feel?
Oh, ridiculous.
I mean, that's about as good as it gets, isn't it?
Oh, it is so disheartening, that toe strike all the time.
Yeah. But you can see how aggressive you were with the movement there.
Yeah.
Right, I'm going
Loved
to
it.
hit my hybrid, 4 hybrid. And yeah, if I can get the same shot as you just hit, I'll be delighted.
Very nice.
Drew a little bit too much, but
I can see
think
when
we're
you
okay.
set up, Dan, what you're talking about, getting those hands a little higher to encourage you going this way. I can
Yeah.
see you,
trying to stand up a bit.
yeah.
Yeah.
I've never thought of that way of doing it before.
Yes.
But it does, doesn't it? Lower hands.
I like
round.
to feel, what works for me is this left arm almost goes this way.
Yeah,
You see it addressed and it sets it here. So when I go away then it's very hard to roll it.
got you.
And that left arm stays in, the club more out. I need to do more on it, and I don't really hit many balls, but that was my feel.
Yeah.
I was trying to lock that arm a bit more there. So how have you found working on the TV? I mean, you're on the LIV Tour, you're basically on the range, and I saw you at the JCB event on the range, doing some great
I've
work
got
with
to
all the players.
apologise about that, Dan. My range walk, I have to try and have a plan as much as I can to speak to people. But in the moment when it's live, your mind's just completely gone. I planned to speak with Dan, and I just absolutely pied him, didn't
Oh,
I?
that was
I
great.
missed-
Well, you got me on the range. It was
I'm
great. 'Cause
sorry,
I was standing
I
right
missed
behind
you.
all these amazing players. It was great. And when you're talking to these players, have you learnt much speaking
Oh,
to
my
these?
God.
I mean, the best players in the world.
Yeah, I got
And you're up
asked.
and close and just talking all the time, aren't you? What have you learned?
It's been life-changing. It's
Mm.
the best gift thing I've ever been given, is being able to do it. I actually got asked by Jay Moynihan. I met him actually at the end of last year, which was pretty ironic with what's going on. And he said to me, he was like, what is the biggest similarity between all these, the world's best players technically? And I said, the thing that is the same is their P1, so their setup, is so clinical. And it's set up for the shot they want to hit.
Yeah.
And I know that sounds really basic, but that is what they're always working on.
Yeah.
Like, there's guys out there that, like John Catlin, who played amazing this year, he spends like 5 minutes putting his stick down.
Yeah. And Ian Poulter does that sort of thing as well. It's just
Poulter does the
meticulous with it,
same.
yeah.
Hatton, like you do the technical pieces with these guys, and again, it's always about ball position, alignment, like body alignment. Obviously, they've got great technical pieces in their swing, good club faces.
But the platform is the basics. It's all about brilliant basics.
It is.
And I think most golfers definitely neglect the basics, and they get straight into more movements. And I think if you haven't got that perfect setup, it's very difficult to then deliver the correct swing.
Agreed.
And every pull shot I hit, whether it's short game or swing, I can almost see 2, 3, 4, 5 things in the address position which really are the root cause.
Yeah.
And it's interesting what you're saying there, that actually the best players in the world probably work more on their basics than the amateur golfers will.
Yeah.
When a lot of people think, well, the best players in the world, they should have the basics by now, but they just keep at it all the time. Because I think we all have form dips, don't we? And generally it's because the grip slipped. So I think one lesson there, if you can really make sure that you get on top of your basics, grip, stance, posture, alignment, and these things is important.
100%. And probably the only other thing is they know their tendencies.
Yep.
So, they might know that the ball gets too far forward. They might know that they aim too far right.
Yeah.
And the guys that are doing well week in, week out are the ones that are staying really basic because they've got to play. They play less rounds. The guys are so good. They're still extremely competitive. Unlike what a lot of people say they're not. They're like highly trained athletes. They want to win. They're so competitive. So, best job in the world.
I enjoy your bits. I remember you did sort of demonstrate some shots, don't you? You did in Australia when you had to play a bunker shot, and you were texting me.
I was texting you.
You were on there in half an hour, and you were saying, "How do I play this shot?"
I was like, Dan, can you please
texting
just
you back,
help
and
me?
then you played it really well, didn't you?
And then at the end, I had to do a shoey.
Yeah. What's a shoey?
A shoey. So it's minging. It's not good, but they all do it out there. Cam Smith and everyone. You take off your shoe, which I'd been wearing all day. This shows the English bird in me, and you do a pint out your shoe. See, I did one of them on live TV, and afterwards, I didn't realise, but I thought the cameras had stopped rolling, so I didn't think they saw it, but they did. They recorded the whole thing live on TV, and I thought, am I going to lose? Am I going to lose my job? I'm like my 5th week in and I'm just down to pint on live TV. But yeah, there's been a few times I've messaged you and I'm like, Dan, I'm thinking this. How would you do this?
And what I love about you, you're so keen to, and the coaching is a big part of what you want to do, and you always want to try and learn more about it, which is great. And you've got some great arenas to do that, haven't you? Right, let's see where we are then. Let's go.
Let's go.
Right, okay, 2 nice shots. You're in slightly better position than I am. I'm just in the rough, but lie's okay. And this green is like at the end, it just goes viciously down. So if you miss this long, it is like you just good night Vienna. You don't want to go down there. So it is 135 yards to the pin. It plays 4 down, right? So you're going to have sort of 129 playing. I've got 131 playing. I always, with back pins, I always imagine there's like a barrier across the green, sort of maybe 2 yards short of the pin, and my ball mustn't pass that barrier.
Got you.
Because you just can't go long on a back pin. Also on a back pin position, I like to hit it a bit lower because it kind of wants to just sort of land a bit shorter and run to the pin rather than trying to fly it there.
Got you. And it's downhill.
Yeah, and you haven't really got the problem. I've got a potential bit of a flyer from there, so all these things are potentially going to make it go long. So I'm going to hit like a punchy pitching wedge.
And what does that go? What sort of number?
It's 135 normally.
Yeah.
But I'm going to hit like a 3/4 punch one. And if I can leave this 20 feet short of the pin, I'm going to be happy with that.
Love it.
If it creeps up to it, I'm not going to complain, but...
Are you going to shape it, or are you just thinking
I'm going to hit it
straight?
straightish, maybe a bit of a draw, but I'm going to hit it pretty straight. The whole green goes right to left, by the way. So if this goes past the pin, I've made a mistake, right? Even if it's like 3 feet past the pin. So
how good are those cameras down?
Little knock downwards. So I'm going down the grip. I'm going to put my ball back a little bit. And most important, I'm going to have a short finish. Like the intent in the finish is the important thing to keep the ball flight down. Punched it. Is it going a bit? Is it big? Oh, it's short. Okay, it was 20 feet short.
That's
it looked like it was big for a while. That is probably 20 feet short. Happy with that.
Can you feel a bit of wind now?
I can feel
a
bit
bit
of
wind.
wind.
Just as you hit it, I was like, oh.
No, I'll take that. I'm happy with that.
Anything between flag and your ball.
Yeah.
And I know that what I'm trying to feel is a pull, and I know that if I pull this, it will be fine. So I'm just going to go out the pin.
Yeah. What club are you going to use?
Oh yeah, that's quite important, isn't it? What was it again?
Let's call it a 130.
I think 9-iron.
So you're going to hit like a knockdown 9?
Yeah.
Yeah, like it.
This is a really good one to
Do you
test.
go down the grip normally on a knockdown shot?
More ball position and covering again.
Okay.
So this is a good one to try out the right shoulder on top of the golf ball. Right.
That's a really good strike. That is bang on it. What a golf shot. Be good. Oh, you just put him first, but that's a great shot. How's that feeling?
I'm just buzzing that it's out the middle again.
And look, the divots are better depth. You know, your divots on the range were quite thin.
Yeah, there wasn't
Quite
one.
skinny. That's like, it's a nice depth of divot, you see. So you're coming through much better now rather than that sort of thin.
It's like last
divot.
year, I could cry again. This game, it gets you, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah, no, it's a great game. But the great thing about it, if anyone is going through a bad patch, it doesn't take much. Just a bit of advice, and a little bit of practice, the right drills, and you can turn it around and you start getting some confidence back.
Yeah, but it's the right advice.
Yeah.
I find it sometimes a bit of a minefield. Like, you've really got to get lucky. You're probably quite lucky if you find someone straight away, aren't you?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. You've got to try different ways of saying things.
Yeah.
And I think the coach, it's important that the coach really connects with the player. And I think the most important thing when coaching is you've got to put yourselves in the player's shoes. And I think a lot of coaches perhaps don't do that. They just put their ideas across. And you've got to, I try and put myself in your shoes. And what, if I was you, what do I need to feel to be able to do it?
Rachel, she's a head case. She thinks too much. We're going simple.
Well, effective.
But effective.
Right. Okay, nice. And now, one of the things we do here at Woburn in the winter is we have 2 pin positions and alternate, so it saves on traffic. It's a shame we weren't going for this one because we're both pretty stiff.
I know.
But we're going for the back one, and you know you can see how much this really runs over at the back there. So we've done the right thing. We've kept it under the hole. There are some pins, I think, on some greens where you just call it like a par hole, and like this hole is just make par and walk on with that pin position. If the pin was more in the middle or at the front, you know, we're trying to make birdie. You know, so I think that's the mentality. You don't have to chase every single pin, and if you do chase that one and you're long, you're probably going to make a bogey, aren't you?
Yeah, you're game over. You can't actually tell from back there how much it does slope right to left, can't you? You can see it when you're on the dance floor.
Right, so I think it's just on you. Good putt. Good. What a roll. How good is that rolling?
Thank you.
Well done.
I
Good
feel
thought.
like tempo of stroke's a massive thing for me.
Yeah.
I know my tendency is it gets a bit slow, and that's when I struggle with pace, so I think that's quite a good one.
Well, listen, that was a great stroke.
Thank you.
Really good. So you were going a bit more sort of up the slope, weren't you? I think I'm going more across it, so mine's going to break a little bit more. So I'm going to start this about 2 feet right, and it should just break round a little bit more. Should come now.
That's a lovely roll as
I
well.
just stayed out there a bit, but that's fine. Got the pace right. If you get the pace right, you're never far away.
Oh.
I'm holding this one out, am I? Okay, that's the 4. She's gone.
I gave you
Right,
that.
so-
She's gone. She's had
She's
enough.
gone. She's in the zone.
Oh,
Right,
she's
so
gone.
we're still all square. So this is it then. This is the final hole then. Can we get a winner?
Who are you talking to there, Dan?
I don't know.
She's gone.
This, I think, is maybe the best par 3 in the UK. Have a look at it. 129 yards here. It's a great par 3, one of the great par 3s anywhere in the UK. Big drop down, vicious green, front to back. The pin, it looks like it's about 3 yards off the back, so that's the toughest pin position on this green. If the pin was at the front, we could hit it at the back and screw it back and with more loft. But the danger here, obviously, is going long, but the danger is not hitting too much of a standard shot because it's going to land and then screw back potentially 30 feet. So it's an interesting one, isn't it, here?
It's inviting, though, I think. What's it playing, though? It's
inviting. It's 119 playing yardage.
Right. I mean, traditionally, I would try and hit similar to what I did there. That 9, maybe a little bit less, because we saw where it landed. Again, practice that covering move.
Yeah.
What are you?
I'm going to hit an 8 iron, which is obviously way too much club. I'm just going to do a little half chippy swing.
What kind of release are you talking? Are you drawing it, or are you just pretty?
I'm just going to hit one fairly straight. It might draw a little bit, but it's just going to. The main thing here, I want my ball flight going in flat, so it just carries a bunker and then it runs to the pin. Go on then, yeah, try it. This isn't a shot you'd normally
Why
play.
don't you do this on every video? 8 iron challenge with everyone.
8 iron challenge. Maybe we'll start
Chippy
it.
8 iron challenge. Right, so Do you want to show me first or no?
No, you've got the honour. We've still got to respect the match.
Respect the match, Rachel. Respect. Right, so chippy.
Chippy 8-iron. Keep your chest moving through it though, yeah? Keep your right shoulder moving through it. You mustn't stall out and let the hands take over on this
I'm
sort
going
of
to
shot.
nut it 140.
Just think that you've got to concentrate because right, it's 119 to the pin. You want to hit this 105. So put 105 in the mind, okay, and feel a 105 shot.
Been told off. Concentrate. Right, 105.
No, because it's so easy just not to concentrate, isn't it? And then,
Well,
and then suddenly you just miss it.
You're telling
right,
me.
105, okay?
I'm scared of it, Dan.
Yeah. Okay, well, we'll have a look at your short game. You pin high. It's quite a nice shot, actually.
It was the fit. I just got a bit scared, didn't I?
Yeah.
Put the brakes on.
I'm going to let you have a mulligan now and play the shot you would normally play as well.
Just thinking about what I just did.
Yeah.
How do you... Is it speed of swing to control it? Because I felt like I just kind of stalled. I had kind of just
you slowed down almost to take it off. And it's also backswing. Like, I'm going to set it probably with a narrower stance than you. Like almost just there.
Got you.
Right, and down the grip. And then I can only really go there then.
Right, that should work.
And then hopefully you just chip it a little bit more. So it's like kind of 105 carry, keep the chest moving. And just do something like that.
Right, can I have another go? That's money, Dan.
Oh, it's short though.
That looked good.
Oh no, it's middle of the green, it's fine.
Do you know what? That's teaching gold. You've set up in a way that you can't really
overswing it, yeah.
So what, you're going two?
Yeah, that's it. Just a little chip, but just keep everything in sync through the ball, yeah? All in sync through it. Down the grip as well. You're too far up the grip there, that's better. And then coming closer, good. Just hit it a bit, haven't you?
Yeah.
It's a good shot, sit down. Okay, yeah.
Oh, it was all right.
That was pretty good.
Okay, so...
But I do think, seriously, from what we're working on in your swing, working on these little shots where you've got to keep the chest more, on top and moving is going to be much better in terms of getting away from that move.
That was just slightly face.
Yeah, but that's fine, you felt that.
Love that. So set up in a way that you can't hit it further.
Yeah, yes, but from here I can't really overswing.
Gold.
In my weight on the left, I can't really go too far and then just sort of hit a chippy one. I would only do, if the pin's at the front here, I'm just ripping a gap wedge past the pin and screwing it back to it. Really easy, it just funnels down. This is so tough to get it close. I think I'm about 30 feet short of the pin there. But you've got an interesting one. It's actually, I'm quite pleased you misagreed. We can talk about a short game shot. Right. Okay, so I'm there. So I've got maybe 25 feet. Nothing on this green is a guaranteed two putt. This would be a good up and down. It's a bit of interest. It's classic British UK, isn't it? There's a bit of mud on the ball, wet up slope, and then you've got quite a lot of break and a bit into you as well with the slope. So quite a bit going on. So, what are you considering here and thinking about how you play this?
Oh, I don't know. I'm seeing it still coming in quite low because it's going to add loft, isn't it? So kind of using something that's going to counteract that, and still probably being like a release two-ish, like seeing it roll that way.
Yeah.
And just setting up appropriately for it, so with the slope.
Okay, because I think that's the biggest thing you said, because I think a lot of players here would set up with their sort of maybe perhaps normal release one position, chip and run position, and just hit straight into that wet up slope, and you're just going to go there. So I think the most important thing here for you is to almost like try and draw it a bit. So when it's on an upslope, particularly when it's a wet upslope, I want to feel like I'm shallowing it. So I'm really going low to high, really working with the slope and a draw feel here. And you can get it up that right side and just let it come round there.
I'm thinking like a 54.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah.
Right.
Okay, this is a fun shot.
What do you do about the mud? Just hitting hope?
Well, yeah, the mud's going to... It's going to sort of hold it up a little bit more. It's probably going to do you a favour, actually, considering how quick this green is. But I just drop that right foot back a little bit more. That's it. And you need to land this kind of 6-8 feet, probably 8 feet, actually, at least 8 feet right of the pin.
Got you. Like between the flag and the...
in the light section up there, and it'll come right round, okay?
Yep.
But just low and a little bit of draw. So it's a release 2 in terms of the shaft position, as in back towards your belt buckle area, but you can let the club turn over a bit here. So I feel like you're actually turning the toe a bit. So it's a release 2 with a bit of a hook feel up the right, and let it come down with the slope. Played it really well, just a bit low, but played it really nicely. Yeah. What a great shot. Okay, pretty much the straightest spot on the green here. Going straight up the hill. It's going to be slow because it is so much up the hill. Maybe left edge a bit actually.
Can put the pressure on, Dan.
I just want to get it. Yeah, you've got an awkward one there. You got a bit of break. I need to get this up there. Just stone dead. Yeah, that'll do. This is where you got to get the pace and the line just really combined, haven't you?
Yeah, that's the two babies.
Do you think about that in terms of like, do you have like a system like a slow, medium or firm and then break it accordingly?
I'm thinking medium pace-wise. I try not to think. Putting's the only thing that I don't overthink.
Yeah.
I never have.
Yeah, good.
I don't know, you just kind of pick your line and go for it, don't you? I've done so much work over the years on a string line.
Yeah, okay.
So even when I'm over a putt now, even though I'm not playing, I still see that line. It's weird.
I think that is the best putting drill, by the way. If anyone wants to do a little bit of work on their putting, it's just a string line. So basically it's essentially just kind of two tent pegs really, and then a string. And then it just teaches you the correct eye position. It helps you with your aim, it helps you with your start line, it helps you green read. So it's a fantastic drill. So you're imagining that string.
Yeah, I can still see it now through the ball. I dribbled that, didn't I?
A bit soft.
Bloody hell, Rachel.
Get it again, a bit more firm.
It's so interesting how the brain works, because I don't know what I thought. I thought I had too much break, and then I just
probably scared about the break,
dollied
weren't you?
it.
So,
yeah.
Right, now on these little ones, these have to be respected, because most golfers I find on these short ones sort of move too early. You see that where the head moves this way. So on these short ones here, I just think, okay, it's inside left, it's straight, and I'm going to keep my head down until it goes in. I'm just going to knock it and try to move.
Dan, you beat me!
Oh, no. Well, didn't you beat me last time?
I did.
So
thank you, Dan. Well
we're all
done.
square in the series.
Genius.
Right, I think just before, because it's such a great green, let's try a few shots from the back here and see if we can stop it before the pin, because that's a really fun shot.
Love it.
Okay. Right, here we go. This, I mean, if you can imagine if you had have gone long here, I mean, it's just like the original marble staircase, isn't it?
This is like game over, really.
Yeah, it is. I think the lie here is really important to get across, how that can change. So, you know, a lie like that, where it's up a little bit versus a lie that's down a bit, like that. I've sort of played it very differently. And I think going back to what you said earlier on the first hole about amateurs not always assessing the lie is huge. So for this shot here, that's really hard to get a sort of a club that's going to slide underneath with that ground first contact and get that nice soft landing shot. So from there, I would play it a little bit differently. I would use a 60 for these shots, by the way, but I would play this one sort of outside the back foot and have to hit it into the bank.
Yep.
So if I land on the green, it's at the front, isn't it?
Yeah.
And just sort of play it leading edge, hit it into the bank, and then just play something like that. It's about as good as it gets. Yeah. But then this lie here, you see, it's a little bit friendlier, so I can slide it underneath, so I don't need to take that gamble into the slope. I mean, even if I don't know if I can land it on. Do you think that's possible to land it on the green?
Try one. I don't think it is. I still think you've got to land it
I'm going
off.
to play it forward and left. It's going to break. And
it's just so hard, isn't it?
yeah.
So the difference between lie one, you hardly had any grass, and then this one, it was a bit more friendly, wasn't it? You had a bit more grass.
Yeah, so I went a bit more underneath it. It still keeps a bit, but I'd take both of those actually. They're okay. But the first one
is that my first one?
The first one is, I think, that most golfers would get wrong and they would thin it.
Yeah.
Because they were trying to play something a bit more soft landing. Yes, the first one was like that. It was sort of down a bit.
Have you pushed that down, Dan?
Well, recreate
Like
the
this.
same line.
There you go, Rach. So release 1 more.
It's a 1 to maybe even less than that, almost a 0 like release. Like you are getting that leading edge on the ball, you are trapping it, getting maximum spin.
Bit.
But the key here is matching it here, isn't it? And just working it down.
Yeah. Again with loft 58.
Yeah, I play it more further back than that. I go outside the back foot for this one. That's it, this particular shot.
Oh, that came out hot.
So you just got it a little higher. Actually, there you go. Use your opponent's ball. You just got it a little bit higher. Play it further back. Really get outside the back foot. I wouldn't teach this normally, but for this shot, you've got to get this coming in super spinny and really low here. Like that. That's a better shot. Yeah?
How did you get it to stop so quickly? Have I got to stop it even shorter, do you think?
I think you just got to go up a little bit more to the left so you can hit it a bit more onto the slope.
Yeah. And same.
And look, here, you're landing it here.
Okay.
That's the gamble, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's the gamble.
He's made that look so easy.
Right, give yourself that better lie now then.
Tee up.
And now we can do a little bit more of a 2 release off a better lie and see if you can land it maybe just on the fringe, but really dead hand this, like super, like take your thumbs almost off the club and just let the club just swing super dead on its own momentum. Just need a line that has a little bit of grass under it there.
There, is that enough? You've got to turn, haven't you?
Played that beautifully. There you go.
I'll take that one.
You feel like you just like the weight of the club?
Yeah.
It just fell down. So let's just test this now. I'm just going to play as it lies. So how would you read that lie if you were looking at the light?
That's more of the 0 again.
So just put the club behind the ball.
Oh, it's actually a bit more juicy.
I think you could actually play the same. It might come up a touch with a bit more momentum, but not too bad. I think you still play similar.
How will people test the lie? You can put the club behind, can't you?
You absolutely can.
Because my first look was 0.
I think it is
Release
important to put the club behind and just not tap it to me. You can just put it behind, and you can feel when I'm putting it behind. I can feel
There's a bit
the
of
firmness of the ground, and I can just see if that leading edge is lower than the ball.
Yeah.
It means I can get the club under it.
Got you. So that's the rule of thumb, really. Leading edge below the ball.
Yeah.
Then you can do more of like a release 2.
Yes.
Okay. Right. If I can beat that other one, I'll be happy. So thumbs off the grip.
Yeah. Played it. Beautiful. How good is that? So the lesson from last year is still there.
It's still there.
Seriously, that's really good.
Yeah, you got to trust though, haven't you?
You've got to trust it, and it's just going to come. I mean, that's an absolutely world-class shot there. Right, shall we play a bunker shot as well? Yeah. Let's test a bunker play. We'll go from that front bunker there. Yeah. So, okay, in the bunker here.
Not much sand, Dan.
Okay. Well, so what do you need to change then?
So you want kind of a squarer club face, slower speed. Release 1 vibe. It's going to spin.
Yeah, I mean, because the sand here is beautiful, but like you say, it's maybe a little bit compact with the conditions.
Yeah, there's not much in there.
And so that would change things. So basically, in bunkers, I talk about bunker players as 2 things. You either splash the sand, or you squeeze the sand.
We're squeezing.
You squeeze in here. So we need to change the angle of attack. So normally, I mean, if it was nice and soft and lots of sand, I'd be wanting to come through with a very shallow divot with the same depth front to back. Here, the depth has to get deeper as it gets longer to squeeze the sand under it, which means it's going to come out a little bit lower. We've got a bit of green and it's uphill, so that's fine. We can play it up the right there, carry the bunker lip, and it should run out quite nicely. But yeah, open the face a little bit, don't get too square with it. Play the ball in the middle, a bit wider stance than that, Rachel. That's it, and then lean left. That's lovely. And then you're up and just work it down. Short finish, release 1, finish, carry it, and it'll just run out 20 feet. Love, this is holeable, I tell you. Like that. No, there we tell you what. Go on and hold it. Go in. Yeah. It's a little bit too bad.
But you got away with it.
It was fine.
I got away with it.
No, that's a great result. Do it again. Let's get a bit more weight on it. I try and hit a little bit nearer the ball.
I hit it and I was like, oh, it's about a foot behind the ball. I mean, the result though. Yeah. My mum used to say there's no pictures.
No, exactly.
Right. So what?
so come on, just get left. Put a little bit more shaft lean in at address for this shot, and then set it earlier with the wrists going back. Look, watch me, look. So go earlier here.
Got you. I feel like I need a bit more loft.
much better. Oh, there we go. Good sound. That was nice. So I think there you didn't have the shaft enough forward at address.
Yeah.
Which makes it hard for you to set it. That was really nice, wasn't it? Well,
It's 2 ways to play it.
About 2 foot between them. I like that. So I'll do it the same way. I'm going to lean in here, set it early, and then down.
Are you open with the stance there, Dan? That's money as well.
I'm
pretty square.
I'm squarish. I'm a little bit open.
Yeah.
Just a fraction open.
I think we can hold one of these.
Holdable. Right. I'll take this one. You take the last one. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, that's a bit soft. Go on.
Oh, that's good though.
Right. Go on then.
Oh, this game, eh?
Spent hours. Right? It's just such a great green. This one. Right. Here we go. Lean forward. Hinge it early. Squeeze it.
Oh, I've gone a bit behind
A little
again,
heavy.
but it's going to work.
Well, I think we'll take those 5 though.
Oh, I'm buzzing.
Potentially 5 up and downs. Big lesson there again.
This is my first one.
Yeah, it's reading the lie though, isn't it? It's like reading the lie.
Yeah, because if you were to play that with too much bounce, and you'd sin it, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you would. And because your angle of attack would be too shallow. And people talk about angles of attack all the time. People are you steep, are you sharp, what do you coach? And my answer is always the same, it just all depends. It all depends on the lie.
Yeah.
So I don't teach one way or the other. It just all depends on the type of lie we got and type of shot you're going to create here. But you know, for this shot, we need to be steeper because we need to squeeze down. If we've got a really fluffy lie or we're up a slope, we're going to be shallower.
And then with your method, the angle of attack is changed by the release, isn't it?
Changed by the release, and then a few things in where you set up
Yeah.
the weight. So I teach kind of a stock release 1, 2, and 3, but then you have to be clever enough to have the golfing IQ to adjust depending on the lie, which you can just lean a little bit more or back. Like over there on the upslopes we played earlier, that was shallowed out because we went more on the inside, which shallows it, and that helped you for that particular shot. If you're on a downslope, we'd have to get steeper, for example.
Love it.
All
Dan,
right.
you bloody genius.
Great fun. We'll do more. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video and you've taken something from it in terms of some long game tuition, some short game bits and some course management bits as well. This is how you improve. It's about improving how you think on the golf course. You've enjoyed it?
Bloody loved it.
Okay.
And one thing you first told me last year,
Yeah.
good technique breeds skill.
Yeah.
And I felt that again today. Like
Yeah.
you've given me 2 simple things to help my technique.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I can start thinking about hitting shots
Playing
again.
skillfully shots because your
Yeah.
foundation is there.
It's money.
All
Cheers,
right.
Dan.
Good stuff. All right.
Thank
We'll do
you.
it again soon.